Alright, welcome to Friday Night Live. How many people have we got? 30. 30 people already.
Oh, they're watching already. Are we going, are we?
Oh, we've been rolling for a while, yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys been talking crap.
Right.
So Friday Night Live. Bill's going to talk about old crap. What are you talking about tonight?
Reference books.
Reference books. There's actually relatively few people that buy books anymore. But I suppose you can probably get these in electronic format, I suppose.
Some of them you will, some you won't, I'm sure. Some of the older ones. Like, I doubt whether you would get a copy of Cartridges of the World Revised Edition, 3rd edition.
Well, probably not the 3rd edition, but probably the 18th or whatever else it is.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got a new version of that somewhere.
Yeah, you have. That's it.
Oh, right.
It's under there. Yeah,
That's the 11th edition. And that's a few years old now as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 10 years old.
But it doesn't matter what your interest is, there's always something that you can learn. And if you're interested in Lee Enfield's Skennerton, an Australian author, he's got a big hardcover book, which is covered, as it says, a century of Lee Metford and Lee Enfield rifles and carbines. And he has written other books.
What have you got bits of paper in here for?
They're important places when I want to look at things.
Number 4.
There must be something I needed to know about number 4. So, Skinner has written also a book on Australian military rifles and bayonets, which helps you identify with great descriptions in here from the first settlement musketoons and flintlocks that were brought in and percussion rifles that were brought to Australia, right up to the much maligned Star 88. And that is a good book. That's particularly on the snipers, the 303 sniper and then the L42. Lots of information there, especially about the Holland and Holland connection. You know, a great gun maker. They were given the job of building the sniper rifles during the Second World War and did a marvellous job. Skennerton also wrote printed little booklets on particular firearms in the military side. You know, like Bren gun, number 5 jungle carbine, the Lee Enfield parts catalogue. Lists all the upgrades and modifications and so on that they did, and lists and has diagrams of the parts or photographs of the parts, so you can identify whether your particular Enfield is correct for its era. And they're great just for if you want to know about one particular firearm. And then, of course, if you like those other marvellous rifles that the opposition made and have been making, the Mauser bolt action, this book by Kuhnhausen lists all the Mausers made from 1888 through to 1898, and all the models, the faults to look for, things that can happen to them if you're not careful. And
so you don't buy a lemon.
Yeah, so you don't buy a lemon. Funny enough, he's got a
P14.
P14 and M17 in here just to show you what happens when they come apart. And in here he explains that there's no such thing as a rifle just blowing up. There's always a cause for it, and it's always high pressure. And high pressure only occurs for a couple of reasons, and one of them is carelessness. Well, both of them are carelessness, really. Cartridges of the World is another great reference book. If you're trying to identify an old obsolete cartridge, in the back here they give you a list of all the cartridges that are in this book, and all the dimensions of it. Case dimension at the base, case dimension at the shoulder, at the rim, at the neck, projectile dimension, weight. Really great. If you come across a gun, a rifle, and you don't know what the cartridge is supposed to be for it, you can. We use a product called Safe, and you put a plug in the barrel down below the chamber. You pour this Safe in, which is it's a liquid metal, but it liquefies at about 95 centigrade. So you can put it in a tub of boiling water, and it will liquefy before the water boils. You can pour it into the chamber, and within a few seconds it solidifies. Push it out with a cleaning rod, and there you've got a cast of the chamber. You can measure it up with a micrometer, and if you've got a book like this, you'll work out exactly what it is, and there'll be no problems about putting the wrong ammunition in it, doing something silly. Just for a simple one for reloaders, a book like this, or Hornady's reloading manual. This is an old one, of course. I've got lots of old things. Either of these books are marvellous information if you're reloading. There wouldn't be a day go by when at least half of us in this workshop have to refer to a reference book of some kind while we're either identifying a gun or doing a job, making a thread or measuring a barrel or doing something. We would go to a reference book because it's much, much safer than depending on your memory. This is an old book that I came by many years ago, but it's been very handy. It lists proof marks, owners, manufacturers marks, lots and lots and lots of information about different firearms and different makers. And some of these, most of these proof marks in Europe anyway, you can determine a period of when the firearm was made by looking at the proof mark and referencing it to particular proof marks in a book like this, and it will give you a timeline about when it was made. Also tells you whether it's safe to use with nitro, with smokeless powder, because a lot of the European firearms that were still being proofed with black powder into the early 1900s, and so they're firearms that we still come across, and very often we find European shotguns with only 2.5 inch chambers, not 2 3/4, and black powder, proofed only for black powder. The number of times we've seen people bring us a shotgun and she's getting old and tired and a bit loose, and you look at it and you find that it's a 2.5 inch chamber, black powder, and Granddad's been shooting bloody smokeless rounds in it for the last 60 years, and you wonder why it hasn't come apart, But it just gives you an indication of the safety factor that was built into some of those old firearms, even though they might now, 100 years later, be quite worn out. They've never failed and they've never hurt anyone. So it really bodes well for the manufacturers that made them 100 years ago. Identifying rifles and makes, models, a book like this, Bolt Action Rifles, I haunt second-hand bookshops, and I nearly always come away with something valuable to me anyway. Either reference books like this. You can buy. This is an old print, but it's handy in that it lists a lot of firearms that were sold in America, like in the 50s and 60s, and were under different names to what we know them by now. Anschutz were being sold in the US under the Savage name, and various others. BSA were being sold in the US under the name of Herters, and so you come across a gun like that, a rifle like that. Sometimes you know what it looks like, you know what you think it is, but it's got a different name on it. So an old book like that can be very valuable to you. This is a new print, and obviously it's got a lot more information in it. This has got handguns, flintlocks, percussion, all manner of rifles, from modern military rifles to really old military rifles, but valuable in itself, in that it gives you manufacturing times and sometimes production quotas, you know, how many of the particular firearm were made. It gives you an idea of how valuable they might be. If there's only a few thousand of them made, they're obviously going to be more valuable than something that's had 500,000 made. Nearly always you can find books like this written, usually printed in America, to a particular maker. Another one that springs to mind is one on John Browning, probably the most famous gun maker, gun designer, rifle designer that we've ever heard of. Some of his firearms are in this book actually, some of his designs. Colt made quite a few of his. This is an old edition now, but it still is another good reference book. And this when it was current was very good as far as because it gives you valuations for fair to excellent to new in box type firearms, and of all sorts, handguns, shotguns, and rifles. But funnily enough, not much in the way of European stuff. The Yanks love talking about their own stuff, but they hardly ever mention the European stuff. Why? Probably because they never saw much of it. They always thought that they could make stuff much better. But and lastly but not least, this is an old edition, but it's invaluable to us in the workshop. It's a reference book on everything you would ever want to know if you were going to work in metal. This will tell you how to make a boiler for a steam engine, or cut a thread, the dimensions, particular dimensions for probably 20 different makes of types of thread. This does have information about European product as well. Yeah, everything, annealing metal, hardening metal, cutting bevel gears if you want to cut bevel gears, all sorts of things, dimensions, screw systems. And we would use this book every week, probably 4 or 5 times a week. So if you're interested in becoming more cluey on firearms, I absolutely recommend that you buy books and read, or, well, of course, all you young people will just go on to Google and Google it all, and it'll be there for you, and then you can just wipe it and forget about it, and it's just disappeared into history. But if you buy a book, you've got it forever.
Unless there's a feature film being made about it, millennials aren't going to know about it.
No, that's true, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, poor buggers. Yeah, I can't feel sorry enough for them. Why, you noticed that drip of sarcasm in there?
Yeah.
Oh, you did notice that, okay.
Yeah. No, you're going to have to do a narrated series, Bill.
You reckon?
Yeah.
What on?
Your reference books.
Oh.
You read out your cartridges of the world. Now this is a 7.65 Belgium.
Maybe when the second wave hits us and we get shut down, you can start doing audiobook series.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Another opening.
Yeah.
For something I've
Income stream.
I can see you the next Morgan Freeman or bloody David Attenborough or something like
Oh,
that.
you reckon?
Yeah. All right,
I'm thinking more Ringo Starr, like in Tom's the Tank Engine. You know.
You want a hand getting your old shit out of there?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
All right.
I'll put it down on my desk again.
Jump in, Trent.
Jump in.
Do you want to talk about this 515 first?
Yeah, we'll do that first. G'day everybody, how are you? It's good to see you. Hope you've had a good week. We've got a pretty good one here ourselves. Mine's been a bit short, but hey, it's worked. So, for you guys that have been watching, you will know that we got our delivery, our very first delivery today of the CZ515. This is something that we've been anticipating, hotly anticipating,
I
waiting
think
for.
everyone's been anticipating it.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, it's something that there was a lot of noise about it for a long time, and no one really
knew anything about it. There wasn't a lot of information. There was a couple of videos online.
And then we all got bored, and then boom, it rocked up in the mud.
That's it, and it did. It rocked up on a bloody half skip. All right,
Yeah, okay.
just take it out of my hands. That's cool.
So I'm just looking to see how it bolts on.
No idea.
That's a bit weird.
So we do have them in stock. We've got only the Americans, none of the tacticals as yet. We've got them in 22 LR and 22 Magnum. They are a pretty cool little unit. They work very, very similar to the Verni Karen. So as you can probably see from Zaine playing around here, it is.
I fucked it.
You've already broken it, have you? Well, thanks for that, bro. Apparently this one's not for sale, but the other ones are.
No, well, I tried to hold that down and then do it, but it's got a disconnect. The disconnect makes the gun not work.
I'm noticing. But that was what I was actually going to show everybody, but now you've ruined it. So
Don't get annoyed.
they're locked away, man.
It goes to shut it and then doesn't.
Alright, cool. Moving on. Can't take him anywhere, can we?
I reckon though that lever, I think, is removable. I think we can make it ambidextrous. So I reckon we should try and make our own lever.
Got it. There you go.
I reckon we should make a more comfortable lever than that.
I don't like sitting on the side of it. Alrighty, so now that he's fixed it, you broken it again. You can just drop it down.
Yeah, so
There
that's
you
what
go.
it is.
Well, that's
So
pretty handy.
if you hold the lever down, so it disconnects it. If you hold the lever down, it will stick back. Yeah, but then you won't be able to push the lever. So then what you've got to do is push the lever up until it clicks, and then push it down.
There you go.
So they're a trick for young players.
Yeah.
Including me.
Anyway, we've been waiting for these things for a while now. Been getting very excited. Then, like Zaine said, nothing happened. They took a little while to get here. Now they're here. So, if you want to see one, if you want to have a feel, get in. They're not going to last long. They're actually priced exceptionally well. The American version's going for $12.80. So, get in and have a look. 10-round magazine, nice wood stock. Just a beautiful little setup. So, get in and have a look.
What's the Savage version of this selling for at the moment? They're a later release.
About the same.
Nah, they're pretty cheap actually at the
They've
moment.
come down in price a fair bit.
They have, yeah. I think that they're definitely probably sub-9s.
Yeah. So this is priced well in the market though,
Oh, absolutely.
because this is a much nicer gun than the Savage.
Yeah,
Much more.
it's actually ergonomic.
Yeah.
Ergonomically set up for better shooting. You don't have to reach forward, grab that lever in front of the trigger guard. It is just right there, so that's
I don't like that there's no embellishment on it. There's no checkering on it.
Yeah, no check. That
No.
struck me as well. There's no
Yeah,
checkering.
it's
Like
like-
CZs have nice checkering, and this has none.
For the American model.
Yeah.
I suppose it's not, their classic or their deluxe was always a bit nicer,
I mean,
this one, the wood's not terrible, it's not great.
It's beech, I think.
No, it is walnut, because you can see the the heartwood coming through here.
No, the promo stuff I read said beech, but it did look a little bit
It
more.
doesn't look like beech to me. But
Yeah, I thought it looked like walnut.
If that's beech, that's one of the nicest bits of beech I've ever seen. Oh no, that 4-inch beech, definitely. So if the 4-inch beech, I'd say the rear stock's beech as well. But it does actually not look too bad.
It's quite a fat feeling forend. Like I quite like it
Well, that
Yeah.
for a rimfire.
Bruno.
No,
Yeah.
that's the new C.
Bruno. It's not 1969, Bill.
CZ
It's bloody
515.
CZ.
I've got a better one.
If
than
you
that.
hold, Bill, get this. If you hold the lever down and then when you open it, it won't shut, and now you fucked it.
You've broken it. Yeah, you're holding the trigger down.
No.
He did this the first thing he did. As soon as he got on, he went, I've got an idea, let me do a Zaine trick and break this so that we won't
And
sell it.
broke it, yeah. But I worked it out.
Because he's a fucking knobhead.
Well, you have to figure these things out.
Yeah, not on TV.
Otherwise, people would
Not
have been
on-
putting up YouTube videos.
Not-
Oh, my
not
fucking
on TV.
CZ
Is
doesn't
that the-
work.
That's not the bloody their old semi-auto. It's a new rifle altogether.
Nah, it's based on their 512.
Looking at
which
it,
is-
it doesn't look the same as it.
Yeah.
And it would have to be slightly different because
Like
they
the
need the disconnects.
the tactical is built to the same form factor
Well, you
as the
can stand in
512.
front of the camera, Bill. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the idea.
Alright, first up, we've got to say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
So, Scoop's on, James is on, Ben, Paul,
You
Joel,
can
Neil,
see. I hate to say it.
Nathan Griswold.
Price.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a cast.
Alrighty, at the start of the video, the whole reason why the printer sounds loud is because it is,
Yeah.
and it's because we're actually technically
That's
still
it's
open.
plastic.
So I'm still locking up the place when the printers are going, so you're just going to have to live with it for a while.
Oh, is someone having a sook about the printer?
No, they're just...
Two
Why don't
people
you
having
get
a
your shit together and actually be on time for once?
I am on time, dickhead. We don't close till
No,
5:30. So we close up at 5:30. So
Yeah,
I'm on
I'd
time.
start- I'd start closing 10 minutes early.
You jumped the gun. We're open till 5:30.
No,
Otherwise, I'll have
I
to
said
change
I'd
it.
be on at 5:30. I'll be on at 5:30.
You are. I didn't say I'll be on at 5:30.
Yeah, I said that you'd be on at 5:30.
Well, you lied to
people.
people.
Move your home.
Well, you lied to people then.
What's up with your haircut anyway?
Yeah, I've got a haircut. I've
Did they just forget the top bit, or
No.
was there a fire or something you had to run?
no,
out before?
Steph actually did the haircut for me, so she did it at home.
Right.
So yeah,
It's stylish. It's a bit too metrosexual. It's the sort of thing that you need to put like a knot in your beard.
I
or
was
something
thinking about
and
it.
buy a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Well, what I was hoping was that if I do this, a 6.5 will just appear, and I'll be like, well, look at me, I've got a 6.5.
No, an existing
Creedmoor.
6.5 Creedmoor owner would come here and trying to have sex with you.
Well, that's fine too. I'm the big spoon. That's fine. So
okay.
yeah, you just got to close your eyes. It's all good.
Hopefully.
Yeah, someone else said, hello, nice haircut, Trent.
Yeah, it is a nice
Haircut looks great, Gary.
Zane got a haircut this week too, but
Luke,
I'll
you
just
done?
go fuck myself, will I? Yeah.
Yeah, your haircut's not as cool as mine,
Yeah,
pal.
whatever.
I was going to have a haircut too.
Hey,
but I've already
Ken's
got-
on. Ken, how's the hand, mate?
Which can? Oh, chainsaw can.
The juggler.
Yeah. Hey,
He's
Ken.
juggling chainsaws and fucked up. Jacob, Gary, hey Gary, how are you?
Nathan Griswold.
Nah, don't worry about Nathan.
Looks like the Marty McFly's dad off Back to the Future.
It does, doesn't it? It's terrible. No, it's not terrible. It's great. So, I have been actually, a couple of people today have mentioned that I look like an angry lesbian. So that's probably true, actually.
No, it'd have to be blue. If you dyed it blue,
with a red streak or something, yeah.
and
So-
grew your beard a little bit longer, then
Yeah, grew my beard a little bit longer. Yeah, ZZ topped it a little bit. It'll be good. All right.
How do you get your bolt handle out, you reckon?
I don't know, but let's not
Yeah,
do
I
it.
reckon it comes out to the side.
Yeah, but let's not do it live on TV, eh? Like,
Why not? I pulled the Mauser apart last week.
yeah. And then guess what happened to that?
What?
You went, oh, geez, I don't like this because I'm Zaine and I don't like anything. I think the best rifle in the world hasn't been invented yet because I haven't invented it. And everything else can go fucking eat dick. Even though this is only $985, I still think this is shit. don't buy it. No, do buy it, but don't buy it because I'm Zaine and I said don't buy it. And that's what happened. Nobody came in and bought it. So if you shut the fuck up for once,
There were
sell the
plenty of people that came in this week. You could have sold it to one of them.
No, because they came in and went, oh, Zaine said don't buy it.
Oh, fuck off.
Because Zaine pulled it apart.
How would you know? You had the shits for fucking a quarter of this week.
Oh, I was off yesterday, man. That's a fifth.
Close to a quarter.
I'm here tomorrow.
Nearly a
I'm here
quarter.
tomorrow.
I'm not here tomorrow.
No, you're not here tomorrow. Anyway, don't take that apart. They're mine. Fuck off. Give me.
Right, so we're taking one of them out shooting next month.
Are we?
First weekend of next month, first weekend of next month, second weekend of next month.
We can
I
sell
think on
this.
October we've actually got two in the.
We've got two events.
Yeah,
the
week after
first
week.
event.
We've got a private
Yeah.
event
Okay.
on,
Okay.
on
Cool.
the
So
second
we've
Chris
got-
weekend,
Barge is on.
and Mark's on the third weekend.
Right, so we'll have one at the private event, and so we'll have some footage of us of it in use in the
Yeah.
next month.
Yep. Then you guys can watch it. But in the meantime, you want to have a look at it, you want to buy one, great. Get down here.
We've
Because
got
they're not going to last.
22s and 22 mags.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're not going to last long. I got my allocation. My allocation will be gone very quickly. So
When's the next shipment coming through?
not until next year. Not until nearly mid next year.
Right.
So if you want one, get in and get them now. I've got probably 3 or 4 left of the 22 LRs, and I've got 4 left of the 22 Magnums. So you want them, get in, buy them. Once they're gone, they're gone. We're not seeing them again until, next year.
At least come in and have a look at one while we've still got them here.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff we can't get, Ruger Precision Ruger Precision Rimfire.
Yes.
We've got the last one.
We've got
What
a
colour was it in?
22.
LR.
Oh, right. I
And
thought it was in something dumb like 17 or
No, it's just a dumb colour.
Okay.
It's in green.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, well, because I prefer the ones with a bit of colour on them. Because I reckon all black guns look like shit.
I actually think it feels better as well. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I find the black ones feel a little bit scratchy and thin and a bit edgy.
Okay.
The green one, it's got a more substantial. It's almost MDT like.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's a little bit smoother, a little bit more polished.
Spend a bit more time on it.
I liked it.
So we've got a Ruger Precision here.
Yes.
Which is a shame because earlier in the week someone rang up and said, have you got a Ruger Precision? And I said no. And then that afternoon one rocked up. I'm like, oh, it's sold, it's for a client, but he cancelled. So we've got one here.
We do.
So it's a very rare opportunity if you want a Ruger Precision.
Yeah. So get on board.
Yeah.
Cool.
You won't see them for a little while.
Now, what
Well,
else?
you
we
got hats.
Well,
Oh, you're doing a giveaway.
yeah, I think we should do another giveaway.
Yeah, you should do it. No.
Yeah, I mean, we gave away a gun last week and nobody bothered to watch. But hey, Jason Bogan, you still got to get hold of us, mate. If you want that gun, get hold of us. If not,
I reckon we'll redraw it then if he doesn't get in contact with us in the next couple of weeks.
I'll tell you what, we'll give you. What's fair? 2 episodes?
I thought last week
Yeah,
you said
something
next
like
week it'll be
Excuse
redrawn.
me.
Nah, I
I thought it
probably
was a
did.
bit mean.
I probably did say that. But that's fine.
Give him a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll give you,
2 more weeks.
give you a couple of weeks. Jason Bogan,
What's the date today?
get in touch. It's the 11th.
It's
today.
11. So 14, so the 25th.
Yeah, we'll give you till then,
25th we'll give you 2 and then we're going to redraw
and
it.
then we'll redraw it. Alright? Sound good? Sounds good. Alrighty. Let's do a couple of giveaways first. Precision Shooting Australia hat. One of our hats.
Cool.
Who are we going to give this to? Nah. What are we
Well,
going
you
to
need an easy question or something.
We need an easy question. Let's go an easy question on this one.
Do you like Trent's haircut?
No, that's easy. No. Who knows what caliber we're going to be talking about tonight on the Why Are You Gay segment.
Have you put that up? Is this
I mentioned it.
Okay, there you go. So if you can come up with what caliber we're going to be ragging up first. Oh, it won't work yet because we haven't spoken about it technically on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it takes a little while. So
All right. We'll give you the phone.
no,
Go in.
it's my phone.
No, I want to be able to see it.
You don't need to see shit. You need because you'll take it apart live on TV.
Yeah. Okay.
How does an iPhone work? It's fucked.
I think someone's won.
Well, someone has one. The first person, Alistair McPherson. That's yours, mate. Get in contact with me on Monday, and we'll get it posted out to you, or you can come pick it up. Give us a thumbs up if you like that one.
This is a loophole drinking container.
Scoop. You're a bit late, Scoop.
Scoops. Sucked in scoops.
Where's a pen? Someone give me a pen.
Nah,
Bill's got one, but he
No.
won't give it up because he's
Oh,
super
you bloody tight-fisted
I'll
bastard.
get you one.
You didn't know
Alistair Ferguson.
that. Alistair McFergus.
McFergus?
No.
Was it a McFergus or
Oh,
Fergus?
It'll be in the comments. We can just look at it later.
McPherson. Yeah, but I got to write down who's what.
McPherson.
Alistair McPherson. Hey, look at these likes coming through, guys. Keep them coming. You don't know what that actually means when you do on Facebook. That means a
So,
lot.
loophole cup. He's going to give one of these away. So these loophole cups, they've got a lock on the top. Yeah, so you can push the lock on, and then it's like nothing will come out ever. You can't do anything. But you take the lock off, and you drink from this side, but there's a button on the other side, so it'll seal up. But you push the button, and then you can drink out of it. It's like really, really cool.
But the question we want to know the answer to is, does it come with a standard gold ring guarantee?
Probably not. No, it doesn't have a gold ring on it. Do you reckon we could like fab up some gold rings and like put a gold ring in there?
Yeah,
and
like
send it back under warranty.
Yeah,
It's like if
we
we
break
break
it,
Drive
yeah,
over and say, "This is a gold ring cup. Give us. I want a free one."
What are we going to do to give that one away?
I don't know. This is your thing.
I want to win a hat signed by Sausage.
Sausage.
Nathan.
Sausage.
I will sign you a fucking hat, mate. I will sign your hat. Somebody get me a hat. I'm going to get a hat right now for Nathan.
What precision shooting?
Yeah, I'm going to
There's
sign
one
it
right
right
there. Just get
No. You got to get a fresh one.
sausage.
Good evening, Bruce Davey.
Hey, Bruce.
Where's all my
Thanks for
textures?
jumping on. Did I miss anything, Macropod? Not yet, mate. Good evening, Bruce. Yeah. Jake's got it something on. Does the water bottle come with a CDS dial?
Yes.
Yes, it does. CDS custom dial system. So for long range drinking.
You just got to tell us what drink you're drinking.
Yeah, we'll have to do some croning though, so you'll have to send your drink in.
Yeah.
Send your bottle of drink in.
Tell us what
And
what altitude you're shooting at.
yeah, and we'll do some testing for you and let you know, get it all sorted out.
It's not going to work. But
We haven't had something to eat on camera for a while.
no.
A couple of people were sucking though that were like chewing on camera. Oh, it's annoying.
It's a green fucking pen. It didn't work. Oh.
Get a black text.
Well, I tried to
black
find one,
Sharpie, you fuckhead.
Yeah, but you fucking flogged it.
Oh.
I don't know where they are.
No, I'll
Stay
go
there,
for it.
stay
You stay
there, stay there.
Don't piss off.
Alright, rum. Get a new shooting hat. Is it $450 extra in Tremor 3? Yeah, $450 and I'll draw Tremor on there.
It's always more expensive than Tremor.
Okay, what other hats you
I
got?
got a Ruger one and we got a
Where did you
Federal
get
one.
it from?
Well, sometimes you
No,
just...
because I want that one. Oh, did Dietrich drop these off the other day?
Yeah.
Oh. Have you got any more of them? Because I haven't got that one. I've got a collection
All
of
right,
Federal hats.
so the Federal one, I've got a new idea for that one. You have to come in and fight Zaine. So whoever beats Zaine gets a Federal hat. So that'll be everyone.
One at a time. No, you can come in groups of 5, yeah, at a time.
Yeah.
And every 5th round we'll have a boss round with a
Boss round. Send in your kids.
some big ugly guy.
What if you don't want the federal hat, but you just want to fight Zaine?
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Well, that's my days. I don't want the Federal hat, but I'll fight him for sure.
Are you two married yet? Amos wants to know.
Yeah,
He's got the haircut.
No, yeah. No, yeah.
All right. Limited magazine capacity.
No, don't read my fucking notes.
Oh, you've got notes.
Well, you always have complete.
What did you get a fucking teleprompter or something so you can bloody read off that?
Why don't you have a fucking prepared kid? So now I am. Alright, what are we doing?
Do you want to do the cartridge?
No, that's...
Did you want me to pull the gun apart?
No, you
What's
pulled
the
one
time?
apart. It's only like 6:05.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, we'll do the round
Alright,
while we're here. You write this time.
alright, but... Alrighty, so we are doing 300 Win
We're
Mag.
doing 300 win mag.
300 Win Mag today.
Okay. A little bit of history on 300
Hang
win
on,
mag.
hang on, we've got to do the, we're going to do the intro.
What?
The Why Are You Gay intro.
Why are you
The
gay?
Why Are You Gay?
Why was I not spoken about this? This is something you've invented in your mind.
Well, yeah, I just reckon we can edit it in later.
Okay, so 300 Winchester Magnum, pretty sure, people are going to fact check me on this, but whatever. Pretty sure it was invented in 1954.
I got 58 when I did my research.
I was pretty close then, wasn't
You were bad. And we're probably both wrong.
I? And
Bill, when was it invented?
How would I know?
I think they thought of it in 54 and they made it in 58.
Something
So
like that.
you're both right.
so what it is
Let's
it's
get this out of the way.
it's a Winchester cartridge, and it is the 375 H&H cartridge, neck down to 30 cal, shortened and blown out. Yeah.
So why wouldn't they have just gone for the 338 Win Mag case and neck that down to 3?
That came later.
Because they made the 300 Win Mag chamber longer, like the case and the chamber longer, to prevent it from getting chambered in the wrong guns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they made it so it would fit in a 30-06 length action too.
Yeah, but they actually made the 300 Win Mag case about 120 thou longer, about 3 mil longer than the 338 Win Mag or the 7 mil Rem Mag or any of those ones. So it's a longer cartridge. So I was a little bit more powerful.
Funny enough, that is a lot. Well, it's not a lot, but we do have people come in that wonder, you know, if the 338 Win Mag is just the bigger version. So
No, it's not the same
It's completely different.
No. It's the 338 Win Mag has exactly the same length as the 3006. Yeah, so it's 2.5 inch, whereas this is 2.62 length. But the base head size is the same, yeah? So the head size is 532 thou, which is exactly the same as a 375 H&H. It's got the belt the same as a 375 H&H. It's just a bit shortened down.
What's 530 thou in like proper metric?
I don't know, 532 thou in metric.
303 Enfield. 303 British.
It's the same rim size as a
Same
303.
rim size.
What is it? 532.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a 64th over a half inch or something.
Yeah, something silly like that.
How many furlongs?
8, 16,
Parsecs.
30 seconds.
30. No.
30 seconds?
No.
8,
32
16.
seconds.
It's a 30 second. A 30 second over half inch.
8.
Well,
16, 30 seconds. You're right. Yeah, that's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to a proper measurement, one that's used today. How many iPhones wide is it?
None.
How many memes?
So it's an incredibly good cartridge, very capable of long range shooting. It's been used extensively by the military as well as in the recreational circles. It will shoot pretty much everything in Australia.
This is pro. So what's your first one?
Well, I haven't really spoken about a pro. I've just talked about how the military have used it, and so there must be something to it.
Hang on, military.
It's not a pro though, dickhead.
Use.
Just because they use it doesn't mean it's any good.
Well, I could come up with a con for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go, what's your con?
Anything else that the fucking military has used that didn't work. Such as 303s.
They worked. They worked for 100 years.
It's only won 2 fucking wars, dickhead.
No, the Yanks won those. 3006. 3006 won the wars. Don't you
3006
fucking
didn't
watch
win the
movies.
war.
I watched a documentary.
3006s weren't used in either war until the last bloody
I watched
couple
a
of years.
documentary called Saving Private Ryan, and there wasn't even any other troops apart from Yanks and Germans there.
They didn't. That's not.
I'm just saying.
Not a movie about winning a war. It's a movie about getting one dude home. Right. Anyway, so it's in 30 cal, so it shoots 308 projectiles. So there's a huge range of projectiles that you can get. So anything from 110 grain up to, depending on your twist rate, 200, 210 grain. Even now, if you get a fast twist rate, you get up to 230, 250 grain projectiles, and that you can shoot through this cartridge. So you can do a lot of long range shooting with it, but you can shoot game. You can get some really good bonded projectiles like Nosler AccuBonds and that sort of stuff, or TSXs from Barnes, are all for this cartridge. And like I said, there's a lot of backing for it as far from a target shooting perspective as well. So
I'll say it's a versatile round.
yeah,
So you can use for both target and
very versatile
and game.
cartridge.
Yep.
It fits inside standard magazines, so like a 3006 magazine. You don't have to have some big exotic action to fit this into it. Yeah.
What else you got? You only got 4 there.
Okay.
And I gave you one.
A lot of manufacturers make that round. So pretty much all factory ammunition manufacturers make 300 Win Mag ammunition, and pretty much all rifle manufacturers make 300 Win Mag rifles. So you can buy a lot of different components, a lot of different firearms, a lot of different ammunition. It's readily available. Most firearm shops will have it on the shelf.
Yep.
Just all-round good cartridge.
All-round good cartridge. I'm going to put that down the back. Just down here.
So the first rifle, high-powered rifle that I bought for myself was a 300 Win Mag, and I shot everything with it for like years.
Now,
Want some produce?
Yeah, grab us a few different boxes of produce if you can.
250
So this
grain.
is Federal 180 grain soft point ammunition. That's the 230 grain native.
That's 250 grain.
Oh, is that 250? Is it?
that's a big fucker, isn't it?
That is.
That is the big fucker.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Alrighty, cons. Well, this one was actually difficult for me because I quite like the 300 Win Mag, and
Getting out of bed is difficult. For you.
yeah. Well, that's because I got to get up and come here.
Because you're fat is what it is.
Well, there's that too. But getting up and dealing with you on a
standing
day-to-day
up,
basis.
standing up would be difficult for you, I imagine.
No, I don't have to lift the size of your head up. So there we go. All right, so cons. I've got some pretty poor cons, to be honest.
Who agrees with the pros so far with 300 Win Mag?
Yeah, throw up a like if you agree.
Who out there doesn't have a 300 Win Mag? Chuck it in the comments so we can rag on you.
How do you
Have
get
you
out?
got a 300 Win Mag, Bill?
I don't know.
Well, I got one.
You got a
Yeah.
300 Win Mag. I got a 300 Win Mag. Or I had one until recently.
I was going to say,
Have
yours
you got a 300 Win Mag? Or you don't have
yours
300
yours
Win
in
Mag?
pieces, pal.
My guns are all in pieces. That's
Yeah,
not
well,
the point.
Not even
Still on
your,
my
it's not
license.
even just your guns, it's the shop's guns as well that are in
Yeah,
pieces when
sure.
you're around.
How do you get out to a mile with 300 Win Mag?
Shoot a high ballistic coefficient projectile really fast.
Just walk back further.
No, you can get out to a mile with a 300 Win Mag. You do have to have favourable conditions though. So from the testing that I've done, 300 Win Mags, like you cannot get them to stay supersonic at 1600 metres. It just doesn't have the boiler room. But if you've got favourable atmospheric conditions, you can get them to stabilise out there. But it's just not reliable, you know. The best thing to do is to get some good ballistic data on your projectile, and the best way to do that is go to the Applied Ballistics app and use that app. But don't just use the ballistic data that they've got on there. If you can, buy the custom drag module for whatever projectile you're using, because when you're shooting at that range, you're shooting through the transonic zone, and you need the best data you can find. So
When you're looking at the app though, it's the CDM down the bottom. That's the custom drag module bit. So
yeah, where it asks for BC, you
Yeah.
can buy the custom
So,
drag module.
CDM.
I don't think it's very expensive. It's only a couple of dollars or something.
yeah, it's fuck all, I think. It's not
Yeah, when you consider the amount of time it took them to develop all that data.
Right. So we've got lots of likes coming through there. Alrighty, so for cons. Yeah, you better write this down.
Any other comments?
Nathan said, I don't have one, but after watching a previous FNL, I ordered a 270 Wisdom after Zaine's praise of the cartridge. So,
What?
yeah.
Someone's
Someone's just having a go. Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so for cons. And these are the poorest
Can you
cons.
ban him from the fucking page?
I've wanted to a number of times. It's just, he's alright. So for cons, most rifles, once again, magazine length, but it's different, it's magazine capacity. So most rifles that you find will only take 3 of them. Now, is that a con?
So a gun that's in 3006 would normally is available in 3006 and 300 Win Mag. In 3006 it'd have a 5-shot mag, in a 300 Win Mag it'd have a 3-shot mag.
So it's a poor con, but it's
That's a legitimate con.
Yeah, too
I'm
right.
actually astounded that you actually came up with that.
Oh, thanks.
So if you're out chasing large numbers of animals like goats, pigs, donkeys, that sort of stuff, camels, mag capacity is a premium. Yeah, like if you're shooting a fox or something like that, it's rare that you need more than 3 rounds. By the time you blast off 3 300 Win Mag rounds, everything's gone. So, but if you're shooting big mobs of stuff and you're having to reload all the time, well then that's an issue.
That would be a pain in the ass. I still don't think it's a massive con. It wouldn't be the reason why you didn't buy one. You know, because there's plenty of.
Given a choice.
You just buy another mag.
Yeah, well, that's it. You can convert it to AI mags, then you convert it to AI
Or you
mags,
just buy
and then
another
you can't
factory
top
mag.
feed it.
Or you just buy another top. You know, if you've got a detachable, you just buy another detachable mag for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's there's ways around it. It's not a showstopper. It's not a showstopper. All right. Now, I have written down here belted magnum. The con is it's a belted magnum. Is it the issue that we think it is?
Yes.
I don't know. You know,
It is. You just don't want to explain it.
Well, I reckon that you've got feed issues, that you can have feed issues with it.
I've never encountered feed
No.
issues from a belted magnet.
I wouldn't have thought so. I've never encountered it. You know, after the many times that I've used Bill's TRG, the stingy bastard. That's all at once. Never had to go.
But he never takes it out, shouldn't he?
No, it's like the Olympic flame.
He
Never
goes out to work.
Fall off roofs and shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
So
Can we talk more about the problem at hand though? Like, I actually don't know what the problem is.
I don't think Trent knows.
no, I don't know either.
Okay.
I really don't care either. I think it's something that's made up.
There's people
It's-
that have logged
it's-
on
it's-
to listen to you
It's probably
rag on Throwing with Mag, and you're not even putting the effort in.
Well, I tried, but I couldn't come up with anything decent. So I think it'd actually probably do with the fact that when you're reloading it, you
I
can't
actually
fucking go
bought that
all the way
collection
down.
over there for you to use to show people.
Oh, okay, cool. Cheers, man. Well done.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Do I have to do it? Do I have to
Well, what do
rag
you
on
wanna-
my own card?
Oh, okay, so how am I going to... So I know what you're going to say
Hand
next
me
to
the
it.
closest one.
This one?
Yes.
Go on.
So that is 375 H&H Magnum. That is the original belted Magnum cartridge. So back when Holland and Holland were making double rifles, rim double rifles and that sort of stuff, they created this. So it could still go in a double rifle and eject and everything correctly without having to have a spring plunger ejector. But
I knew
you
it
could
was
also
stitched
put it in a bolt action rifle, like a Mauser, and it would feed through a bolt action rifle without any issues, yeah? But it was a dangerous game cartridge. So it had space on the back like a rim, but it had a lot of taper on the body. It had a very sloping shoulder. So you can't get a 375 H&H to headspace like a conventional rimless cartridge. You have to have the belt on there so it'll headspace because there's too much slope on that. That's the original parent cartridge. Now when the 300, the 300 Win Mag is this cartridge with the taper taken out, but it's still got the belt and it still headspaces on the belt. What that means is that the belt has to have a tight tolerance on it. The rest of the body actually has loose tolerances. There's a lot of tolerance in there. So these things will go in guns and come out easily and that sort of stuff. So you don't have problems with extraction.
That doesn't sound like a con to me.
Well, it's a con when you go to a 300 Win Mag because a 300 Win Mag doesn't have the body taper or the shoulder angle. Pass me a 300 Win Mag cartridge.
What is that?
It's written on it. Yeah,
That's not one.
That's 300 pounds. So, 300 Win Mag. It's got the belt still, but it doesn't have the taper on the body. Yeah? And it's got a much sharper shoulder, which you could headspace off, not a problem. It doesn't need the belt, but it still has the belt because that's the parent cartridge. Now the problem with it is that because there's tolerance up here, the case expands every time you fire it, and then when you full length size it, you contract it all back down again, and then you fire it and it expands. And doing that over and over weakens the brass, especially up here at the shoulder, but down here at the base as well. And you don't get as much case life out of it. If they headspace it on the shoulder, you get much better case life. So that's one of the cons to having a belt on a cartridge that doesn't need it.
As a novice shooter, that actually makes sense to me.
And they could make it a 532 case without the belt, and it would hold a lot more powder.
And that's the other point, is that you restrict your powder capacity while doing. No, I'm not doing your fucking job. You come up with that on your own.
No. You want me to talk shit on a good cartridge? That's what you want me to do.
Well, nothing's perfect.
What did you do last week for the 6.555? You went,
Shell over it.
no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You went, I don't like it, and then I went, oh,
I said the same thing. It's got too much,
and then I
too
said,
much body tape.
and then I said, I've got the scan, and you went, oh,
But that was how
word run will catch you later. Good night.
that was how every cartridge was made from between 1890 and 1950 with body taper. So they'd come out of rifles or machine guns or whatever they were used in easily. So they would extract.
But that's the thing, there's no place for a belt on a modern cartridge, which is why Ruger, when they brought out the 375 Ruger, got rid of the belt.
Yeah.
So the case head is the same size, no belt, so it holds more powder.
Yeah, in a short action.
And your headspace on the shoulder, so you can get better accuracy potential, which I'm not convinced of, but...
I don't think me and Bill are saying that it's not that a modern cartridge isn't designed better, but for something that was designed 70 years ago...
But even 70 years ago, we knew better. You know, the Germans knew better. They'd already invented the 10.6 by 68 and 6.5 by 68. None of their big magnums had belts.
Oh, how'd they go? Put a thumbs up in the comments area if any of you have got one of them.
I had a 6.5 by 68. 8 by 68 is the other one. Did you ever shoot it, or did it come in here and you just pulled it apart and then went, oh, fuck it, I'm not sure? No, I sold the brass for it.
So you never even shot it?
No. That's not the point.
Oh, Ben Grieger's doing your job for you, you blokes.
Yeah, he's actually done well.
Long powder column.
He's lost me when he said 300 wisdom though.
Right, what's he said?
He said, Cons, long powder column equals inconsistent burn rates. Belted magnum equals piss poor headspace system, which we just discussed. Requires a minimum of 26-inch barrel to reach potential. Burns barrels twice as fast as a 300 WSM.
No, it doesn't. That's full of shit.
That's not right. Requires a magnum length action.
No, it doesn't. It requires a 30-06 length action.
Uses 11 grains more powder to reach the same velocity as a 300 WSM.
Only because the 300 WSM is loaded at 62,000 PSI.
Brass life is non-existent if trying to reach the same potential as the 300 WSM.
You get better performance out of a 300 with mag than a WSM.
Yeah, and you don't have to walk around at barbecues telling people you got a 300 WSM.
Well, this is the thing. You can't compare the two because then the factory ammunition isn't loaded to the same pressure. Like if it was 1954 or 1958 or whenever it was that the 300 Win Mag was created, they only loaded them to 55,000 PSIs, and the guns would only take that, and even modern ammo's only loaded 55,000 PSI. You load up 62,000 PSI, well then yeah, you're going to get better performance with less powder, but there's obvious drawbacks to that as well. So, we're not talking about 300 Win Mag, Winchester short magnum today, we're talking about 300 Win Mag.
Macropod reckons pros, it fucks up foxes.
So I load 155 grain competition projectiles in my 300 Win Mag for exactly that reason. I go shoot foxes with it.
Oh, do you?
You can shoot anything with it, actually.
Go grab your rifle for us.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Grab the action.
And which part of it do you use to shoot the fox?
How many 300 Win Mags have you had again?
Oh, none.
I've had 5.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
how long have you been in the industry for?
17 years.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
That's not bad. That's only one every 3.5 years.
Well, then I've still got plenty of time to get one.
How long have you been in the industry?
Nearly 5.
You haven't even had one yet.
No.
But
I've got the best cartridge that's ever been invented.
What?
Have you just?
The 6mm Gay Boy.
And who invented it?
Us.
Fuck off, us.
We were on the plane when it was invented.
You were happy to be sitting next to me when I fucking invented it. That doesn't mean you didn't invent it any more than the other guy that was sitting next to me. What's that? PRC.
PRC.
Alright. So the reason the PRC, it's the same thing as the 300 Win Mag, it's just it's got no belt. So it's a much better cartridge.
Much better. That was my point. Anyway, I've had enough of this game. This game sucks.
Yeah, it's because you suck.
It's a good cartridge. Fuck yous.
Fuck me, you can't say anything bad about anything, can you?
Yeah, I can.
The rule moving forward is that you choose a cartridge, you pick out all the good stuff,
And I'll pick
I'll
the
rag on it.
all day. I should, all day we've been sitting there going, I don't want to do the cons, and he's been going, do them.
Just do it.
And I'm like, I don't want to. I don't like this game. Can fuck off. A lot of people make me want to talk bad about something I like.
No, the brass life side of things on a 300 Win Mag is a pain in the ass. Do Do I yank my own chain or?
Ben Grieger says it's a
Well,
shit.
yeah, but it's
Why
never,
would it
it's never
change
stopped
now?
you before.
I actually got a belt, a throw to win mag body reamer with no belt, and a separate belt reamer. So what I can actually do is, for people that are reloading, or factory ammunition, but it'd be smarter to do it for people that are reloading. What you do is you would get the case, you'd run it through your full length sizing die, and then I would use that case to set up your chamber so it heads based on the shoulder, not on the belt, because I've got a separate belt reamer, so I can ream the belt of the cartridge in the chamber relief further forward, and that way it would always head space on the shoulder. I got that reamer, and then they invented 300 PRC and made it fucking useless. No, but if you've already got a 300 with mag and you're getting it rebarreled, it means you don't have to go through the
Well, that's right.
licensing side of it.
And then we could, by the way, you could do it properly.
Yeah.
What are we going to pick for next week?
We've got a 6.5 and a 30 cal. Do you want to go down the other end, like a 20 cal, 17, 20 cal, or a 22 cal?
Oh,
or do you want to go to like 45,
Well, why don't-
375?
Why don't we leave it up to the viewers at home?
Yeah.
How about you guys put out what cartridge you want to see us rag on next week?
Why don't I just get old?
Why are you gay?
Why doesn't I just get Ben Grieger in here to do it? Because clearly he fucking pays more attention than what you do.
Well, that's only because he likes 300 wisdom and fuck him.
We're getting here for one episode.
Yeah, where we talk about one crap cartridge.
Macropod 300 Win Mag Norma brass seems good. No. The problem that you're having with your Seiko brass is going to be exactly the same with Norma. Okay, so don't go out and spend shitloads of money on Norma brass.
416204,
Rag on 20.
6.5 PRC.
We've got 2 204s so far, so it's winning. 6.5
416.
Ben's gone. Ha ha! 416, 416, 2250. No, the two 416s are the same person.
That doesn't count. You can't just put in more votes.
So we've got a client who I don't even know who it is. All I know is his
Oh!
name, Macropod.
Yes, Furman Abbas. Jesus is God. Repent. Give him your life. Only Jesus has saved. It is the way, the truth, the life. Love God more than all and love. I'm really happy you're watching, Furman. That's you got the weirdest.
Ken
fucking
Morton,
name.
416.
I love it.
So a client's got a 300 Win mag and the belts are expanding. Okay. So with a 300 Win mag cartridge, with all cartridges, they've got a solid head to the case. Okay. So this end of the case is soft, it's annealed, so it'll grip the projectile. But this end of the case is hard because it doesn't have to expand very much, but so it'll hold all the pressure in. Okay. Now there's a solid head of brass here, yeah, which has just got the little flash hole drilled up the middle. Do I have a case there without a primer in it? Yes. You won't be able to see it because it's full of shit, but in the back of that case you'll see that there's where the primer pocket is, and then there's a little hole. So there's a little hole up the middle of the case. That's the flash hole. So that when the primer detonates, the flash of the explosion goes through into the powder column. So there's this solid head of the case, yeah? And it's quite a bit, it's right up to there. It's solid brass except for that little hole. And that's so the head will hold together. Now, what one of our clients is having is he's having the belt on his cases after firing and after sizing, because the sizing die doesn't size the belt. After sizing, the belt is too big in diameter. It's swollen. It won't go back in the chamber. It's really tight. And the reason for that is that some of the European brass, like Seiko in his case and Norma, this is speculation. Yeah, I haven't seen the gun or the brass, but this is what I found with my gun, that this solid head didn't stretch forward in front of the belt. So on Federal brass, it goes right up in front of the belt, is all solid. But on the Norma and brass that I had,
It was normal, bro.
it was Norma, yeah, it's not. And that's so you can get more powder in the case, yeah, so you can juice them up even hotter if need be. But what it does is as soon as you get a little bit too high pressure, the belt expands and then it won't go back in. So that's the problem with some brands of brass. And that's why I use Federal brass for my 300 Win mag, even though the concentricity of it wasn't as good as Norma. I can at least extract and then reload the brass. So that's why that some belted magnets using European brass, you'll have problems.
Well, I just find it funny that as soon as we started picking on God, our viewers went up.
Why are we picking on gold?
Because oh mate,
Oh, someone just wished us well.
thanks. Because of that.
Nathan Denning reckons 5110.
Jesus is God, repent, give him your life. Only Jesus was saved. He's the way, the truth, and life, God.
Chris Barge 410.
I'm pretty certain I just read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus was sacrificed.
I reckon he would have had a 300 win mag.
Apparently the Yanks reckon he went to America.
Yeah, well, where else would he have gone? Scoop reckons Furman believes in imaginary people. Jake reckons, that's not a fucking calendar.
What's that?
He was replying to Jesus.
Oh, I get it.
That's not a fucking calendar.
Yeah, so I don't want to get into the religious side of things.
Oh, well,
Let's keep going.
that'd be great. I'd love it.
All right, it's pretty early, but you want to call it because we've spoken about the CZ, we've talked about a cartridge.
Well,
If you want a 300 win mag, there's a lot of guns out there.
we're going to get
It's a really good cartridge to go for. It's not a VPR, VPF, whatever it is. So it's got good, potential for long range shooting if you use the right components. And definitely we can help you set up a 300 win mag for really good long range shooting.
Well,
Especially nowadays that fast twist barrels and stuff are available.
we know that out of a TRG it'll hit a target at 1300 yards.
Yeah. Even with Bill behind it.
if you get the right shooter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with me behind it.
Even
Yeah.
with
It'll
someone
go from
half
third.
blind and can't see out the other eye.
Yeah.
That's a good cartridge.
Yeah.
190 grain custom comps.
And that's the thing, it was only a 190 grainer.
Yeah.
So if we went to a 210 grainer, you'd have similar distance, but you'd have less wind drift.
Yeah.
So it would shoot flatter, but you would, like 190 shoots flatter, but the 210 has less wind drift.
Yeah.
But now you can go to a 230 grainer. You put a 1 in 8 twist barrel in it and go to a 230 grainer.
I'm not pulling it apart. We'll never go back together.
No worries, Ben, mate. It's always good.
What's that?
We're only playing. Ben was saying thanks for the laughs. Thanks for the laughs once again, lads.
No, appreciate it, Ben.
Yeah.
How easy
Thanks,
is it to rebarrel a 300 win mag? Not hard at all.
No, you can rebarrel anything. You can rebarrel. Remember we rebarreled a Browning lever action and they've got the lugs in the back of the barrel.
I was like watching you rebarrel that fucking 7600 that time. That looks fun.
When did I do one of them?
A little while ago. You had to put the adapter and all that. That
Yeah.
lovely adapter and all that in there.
If your 7600 comes loose, just do up the tube that's underneath the barrel. Just put a pin through it and do it up. That's actually quite common. Oh, my guns come loose and shit. It's just, there's a rod underneath the barrel on a 7600 that holds the entire thing together. You undo that and the fucking thing just comes apart.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't own one.
I would if they were like if they had bigger magazine capacity because they're only 4 round and like you get reliable 10 round magazines for them. If you were shooting goats, like there's literally nothing else you could go for that would compete.
Nah, I'd just save my dollars and get a Vernie.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. There is not in this life or the next any instance in which you would buy a Vernie Karen. I guarantee that. Not unless you get divorced.
Yeah, that's right. But if I had that option, I would save my money. I wouldn't spend $2,000 on a 7600.
But if you got divorced, you'd be up for alimony for at least the next 15 years.
No, that's in America.
Or is it in Australia?
Child support.
Yeah.
No, because I'd just sell them.
Who?
I don't know. Someone. You get $1. Don't pay it.
I hope your missus not watching.
Well, you're not going
I
to
haven't
afford
seen
a
it
Vernie
yet.
Karen then, are you? You're going to have a few more kids.
Can you imagine if the government was still giving out that $5,000 baby bonus? I need a Vernie. Ba-bam-ba-bam.
Yeah, can you imagine if they were handing out the baby bonus still? Ross would be in here with all gold
Yeah.
chains and shit and stuff and his glasses and like with his pimp cane and his bloody leopard print jacket and stuff.
And he'd wander in with the fork.
Yeah, that's it. Shut up, baby, I know it. Oh, we love you, Ross. Shut up, baby. I
He just
know.
got this hoe train behind him. It's the hoe train!
Poor Ross.
Oh, I hope Ross is watching. Anyway, what are we doing?
Alright, we're calling it.
Calling it? Alright, thanks very
Ross,
much, guys.
Ross and Trent on tomorrow. I won't be here. So don't ask hard questions. Otherwise, they'll just write it down and ask me on Monday.
Yeah, which is what happens, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Really appreciate it. And we'll catch you
See you next week.